What's up, everybody? Luimarco, blurry right there. Yeah, I'm weighing a lot. It is past 10 p.m. Don't ask me why, bro, but after 10 p.m. I get cold. I don't know why, but that's the way it is. Anyway, I'm not gonna call this video a reaction video because they're gonna find me, those fine brothers. They can probably sue me for they own this reaction stuff, whatever. Anyway, nonsense. No wonder that they're called fine brothers. Anyway, just watched a video, a good portion of it, of the interview of Rich Piana. So I was mentioned at the end there, so I might as well talk about it. So Rich Piana was truthful to himself as usual, right? I mentioned this before times and again. The guy is quite straightforward. He says it as it is, straight up, no boundaries, no strings attached. He's quite open-minded about whatever he does, in an extreme way for that matter, and in this video was no exception. I'm not going to mention the details because I'm no expert in that field whatsoever about his consumption, but you can watch it. The video, I'm going to link it at the bottom, so go ahead and grab it. It was an RX muscle conducted by Palombo, and Palombo did a mistake. I have to correct him a little bit later. Anyway, the amount he was speaking about feels humongous to me because he was talking about 3cc, but 3cc of the real thing, of juice, right? Not synthol, like, you know, Boston takes 3cc of oil, or freaking synthol, to enhance a site, let's say the shoulders or the biceps, triceps, you name it. In the case of Rich, it's the real thing, so it's an active compound, like he said, test, trend, and whatever. And even these words, I need to refrain of saying them because YouTube is pretty much almost prohibiting us to talk or especially put a title with steroids on it. He doesn't like that. I don't know. A lot of things are changing lately on YouTube. But that's that. I mean, these amounts look humongous. It goes in the same line about a video I made about him like a few days ago. When I mentioned it, in my humble opinion, Rich should consider going back to a smaller size, and he just said in this video, he confirmed that he thinks and he hopes that by 2017 he will drop his weight, right? Because even Dave asked him, he said, bro, I know that you do some blood checks, I know that you go to the doctor to see your health and whatever, but at the end of the day, you know, taking all that kind of stuff and being this big just cannot be healthy on your liver, on your heart, on your kidneys, this and that. And he said yes. He said no, but for the time being, I feel that I'm compelled, or I need to do it at this time. Although I don't agree with him, because the reason he gave him, in my opinion, does not make sense. He said, I wanted to prove to people that you can put 40 pounds of muscle in like 4 months or so. With all due respect, and I don't think that Rich needs to prove to us all, to me or to you or to his fans, that he can do that. I know he can do it. All of you probably absolutely know that Rich, or anybody for that matter, can put that amount of size using gear, right? And of course, I mean, the cycle he is taking is somehow notorious now. Everybody spoke about it, everybody heard of it. It is absolutely humongous. It is biblical amount of substances that he injects on a daily basis, baby, please. So it's a lot, right? That's it. So that's the reason he gave him. I hope he will reconsider it, because in the time being, he also recognized the need that he will go back to a smaller size. He said, probably I'm going to go back to 260. So right now, he's willing to reach like 340 or even 350. So he'll drop in excess of probably 90 pounds to go back to a smaller weight, which indeed will be somehow healthier, right? He also spoke about another truth that a lot of people disbelieve, or a lot of people do not want to believe. He said that pretty much when somebody stops taking the vitamin S, right, he will go back to where he started. So all these gains will not be loyal. They will be lost in a sense. A lot of people do not believe that. They say, bro, you can keep some of it. I'm sorry. Technically, you cannot. You're going back to whatever you started, right? Plus whatever the side effects you might encounter. That's that. aside from that, Palombo said, ask him, bro, what does he think about Vegan Gains and luimarco and some other guys who might bash him in a sense. Well, I'm not in that category, right? I know that Vegan Gains puts no gloves when he goes against somebody, and I saw like an interaction between him and Rich Piana in the comment section of a video made by Vegan Gains. So they spoke together. Whereas me, I don't hate Rich Piana whatsoever. I mean, times and again, I saluted him. I made a video, called it like he is the most honest bodybuilder ever. Period, right? Period. But that's that. He also said that he is a fan of the Dorian Yates era. He also recalls the famous black and white pictures that we all saw if you were born back then in 1993 in Flex magazine. Those few shots, about 6 shots, taken, published actually 3 weeks prior to Mr. Olympia 1993, which was of course won by Dorian himself. Second place was to Flex Wheeler. Those pictures were shocking. We've never seen such a thing back then. It's quite special, those pictures, because I do recall a lot of people suspected Dorian Yates at that time of taking GH, growth hormone, right? Thing is, Dorian, if you watch this video, you recall after your retirement you have been asked by a special magazine, did you take GH? You said no. However, lately in actually a program on YouTube that everybody can find called London Real, if I'm not mistaken, you said that indeed you were taking growth hormone, right? So you took growth hormone. I don't know why you said you didn't take it back then, but you corrected lately and you said you did take growth hormone, and you also specified that you were not the first one to initiate that practice, because it was taken back in the 80s, which is absolutely true. However, your transformation, as well as that of Nasser Al-Somebody in your era, was mostly due to GH, because you have blown up from 92 in Helsinki, which you placed first, of course, your first Mr. Olympia, where you beat Kevin Lavroni. You basically blow up, right? And that started the freak era, which affected a lot of people, and also Rich Piana loved that era. He also spoke about Dorian Yates bringing a revolution in training, right? Dorian Yates, for the unaware, was training 3.5 hours a week. 3.5 hours a week. That's all he was doing. But he was going balls deep, balls to the walls, bro. It was going all out, right? So it was pretty much a new way of training, resembling a max OT in a sense, right? And so he spoke about it. He also said that he does not recommend juice to young people who are under 25, and that is so true. Unfortunately, I go visit a lot of gyms lately, and I think we reach in my country. I live in Canada, by the way, and it's not a big bodybuilding country for that matter. Probably in the US it's even worse. But I think we've reached an epoch, and I kid you not, an epoch where most of the gym rats that you see around you at any given time at the gym, they're on it. Most of the kids are on it. Back in the day, it was like a rarity. It was like a small portion of people on it, right? But right now, I'm telling you, sometimes I go to certain gyms, most people around you are just on it, and I'm sorry, it's not impressive. I mean, these guys, they start the gym in freaking January. Next thing you know, on April, they jump on it. They don't even know how to train yet. But it's a reality of things, and it is kind of sad. That's it. So I salute Rich Piana for his honesty, even though, I mean, the amounts he was talking about, bro, I mean, 3cc for me is just something big. 3cc is huge, right? He would say like 3cc of T, 3cc of Tren. If you take that, you don't need SEOs, meaning site enhancing oils, because the thing you're taking is already so big. It will freaking stretch the fascia of your muscle, whether you like it or not. But that's that. So all in for all, I personally, it is my deep belief, and correct me if I'm wrong, guys, I don't think that Rich Piana needs to prove to us or to anybody that he can do this, or he can be the biggest, right? To be noted though, that on a video when he was interviewed by his friend Jerry Ward, he did recognize that he had probably what we call bigorexia. Bigorexia is somebody who always feels the need to be bigger. I have a friend of mine, he's not even a real bodybuilder, and each time I go out with him, like 5 times, that night he would ask me, bro, am I big enough? Do I look good? Bro, do I look muscular? Do I look this? How are my gains? If you tell them your gains are not loyal, he will get depressed for real. So right. So bigorexia is a big issue. He also spoke about that back in the day he was taking freaking 5 shakes of weight gainers a day, and he was eating like 1 or 2 solid meals, and that's it. So most of his intake was pretty much weight gainers. If you guys are old enough, you remember those like Mass 2000s or Mass 4000s. It was the biggest, in my opinion, the biggest scam ever. It's pretty much crap floor freaking powder that you eat, maltodextrin with like freaking 5% of protein and some oil in it, and it tells you, bro, it will make you grow. But that's what's up. If you guys are brave enough to watch that video, because it is 1 hour 1 hour long, go ahead and watch it. But that's that. So all for all, Rich Piana is absolutely saluted. I wished that Dave Palumbo would have been actually educated enough or aware enough to ask him about the Photoshop issues that happened lately. I do not know if Rich Piana takes care of his social media personally or if somebody else does, but the pictures that surfaced lately were absolutely Photoshop. There's no doubt about it. I mean, the whole apparatus behind him was twisted. It was like a freaking gravity pole. The door was twisted, and that's that. That's what's up. Salute you wherever you are. Hopefully I will not get fined by the Fine Brothers because I made a reaction video. Who knows? God bless you. Don't forget to like the video and tell me what you guys think about it.